Hello, 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 everyone. We are back. The show is called TBR SSF Show, which simply means TBR Solution Sports Forum. It is myself, the Saubrey Boyz, joined by the Man City man, Peter Stirrup. How are you, Pete?
Oh, good,
Huh?
Saubrey. And yourself?
Ah, so. We move on. We soldier on. Complaining doesn't help. We must just move on. We live only once, Peter.
That's right.
So you must just do the best that you can while you're still around. Pete, there are a number of issues that I want us, and one particular issue that I want us to look at. I think we spoke about this subject before. Um, David Thidiela, the chairman of Black Leopards, he came out strongly on I think it's SAFM. I got a clip. Now I listened to the whole thing, asking a question which I think we need to look at. He was asking a question: why is Mam Manto Madlala is still the chair, the CEO of the PSL? It has been 10 years now. Then he went on and on, to say he has requested the minister to intervene because he feels that Dr. Irvin Khoza is a dictator. Is his word or highway? But at the same time, we cannot just say Dr. Khoza hasn't done anything for football. Now, our question is Dr. Ivan Khoza a villain or a hero? So let people answer us that. There, what do they think? Because there are a lot of positive that he has done, and there are also others who are against his contribution, who feels that he wields too much power. According to Brade, you know, that David Thidiela, he's wielding the power more than the president, more than the president of the country. So we look into that. I'll try by all means as time goes on to get hold of Brade. I don't know him very well, but Brade once, he used to work with my uncle. I know him when I was young. He doesn't know me. He will not remember me. He was in charge of security activities of our local football, NPSL and so on. He was a policeman, Brady. That is his background. When my uncle was running football, no, my uncle was running his own business, but he would promote Kaiser Chiefs games, whether be in Transkei or Botswana or anywhere, or Limpopo, Brade with my uncle, they would partner. So that's how I know Brade, but I don't think he knows me. But I'll try to ensure that I get hold of him. Uh, Moreover, after the intervention of the minister, after effects, and then talk with him and find out what is the story. And I also try, send an email to Orlando Pirates and see whether can we hear from Dr. Ivan Khoza. Yeah. So that's the question. Is Dr. Ivan Khoza a villain or a hero? So we'll try to piece things together, myself with Pete, about what the little that we got on social media or publications. And then we also want to hear from you out there. But I could see that some of the fans were responding emotionally because they were fans and all that.
Mhm.
Let us be factual and forget being emotional. Pete, we have greeted the viewers. What else are we supposed to look in England before I start with the show?
Not much happening in England. Just like South Africa, going through internationals now. It's an international break there. So on the club front, things are a little bit quiet. There are rumors running around about possible transfers in January, etc., etc. But let's see that a little bit later. I think also with regard to that subject there, it might be worthwhile for us to look at, the PSL SAFA scenario here in regards of ownership and being a part of the board of the PSL. And how does that compare to UEFA, and what are their rules and what are their challenges as well? Because I don't think it's so quite easy cut and dry as saying that there are rules. I think the ones that they're struggling with in Europe at the moment there is multi-club ownership as opposed to actual ownership of clubs, and then being on the board of the controlling body. So we can touch on that one, and we can make those comparisons, and then we can see if David's maybe got a point in some respects.
Okay.
But yes, England playing Albania tomorrow on the international front. We know Bafana is playing today against Zambia. That's a friendly.
Yeah.
And Amajimbo's also playing today. Yeah. Do you remember who they're playing? I can't remember exactly.
Amajimbo's, they're playing Japan. They're playing Japan. Japan, if I'm not mistaken. They're playing Japan. Let me double check quickly.
That'll be a tough game.
Yeah, it will be a tough game. Amajimbo's, they're playing.
That'll be a tough game. The Japanese. Yeah. They're coming up in the football, right?
Yeah, under 17, up and coming fixture. Let's see. Let's see. Amajimbo's. What they play? I think they're playing Japan, man, if I'm not mistaken. Jesus, just give me the entire fixture. They are playing Japan. They're playing Japan today at 3:30. And then also, as you said, Bafana, they are playing again a friendly today. We are looking forward to that one and see how.
Although,
hello.
Remember, the coach says there's no such thing as a friendly. Yeah.
No, there's no friendly. I agree with him. I fully agree with him. There is no friendly. Yeah. There's no friendly. Sometimes people don't understand. Because remember, it contributes to ratings. I don't know whether you know that.
The rankings. Yeah. Remember, we discussed it last time.
Yeah, it also contributes to rankings. I hear people just being emotional and so on. I was discussing last night with one of the very favorite journalists, trying his best, because it's difficult to be objective, to be honest. Try his best to be objective. Khomutso Mokoena from, I think it's Sunday World. He's trying his best, Khomutso Mokoena, to be as objective as possible. I used to have him on my show, but now remember Sunday World, they also have their podcast now. So it's not possible to have him on board. We're discussing about, journalists who go to a press conference trying to push a particular narrative because they cannot separate themselves from their teams. All right. And the coach has how many players at their disposal, and he has to select only 23 players. All right. And my question always boils down to, is he winning or losing? So what is the problem? So I don't know. So I know they were saying
people's passion.
Why can't
people's passion? They want to see their.
Why can't you use Chiefs?
They want to see their players.
I was so disappointed with journalists who even mentioned Chiefs in particular. Why can't Chiefs players be selected? Why Chiefs? Why not other teams? I'm not saying Chiefs is not a good team, but I mean, as a journalist to go out and say, why can't you allow Chiefs players to play? Why Chiefs? Why not other teams? And then Nigeria won a very good score. They won 4-1 against I think they were playing Gabon, if I'm not mistaken. So Usamin, he scored about 2 goals. That is their hot striker. And then, we'll see. It would be nice for Nigeria to qualify Those are powerhouse in African football. And then, so it would be nice to see that. And then I also came across this pic of Dr. Kaiser Mdaung with his son, Bobby Mdaung, when he was young. I can see they were in afros. So yeah, I just said, let me just share that.
Very 70s, eh?
Those time of
Yeah.
70. And then please don't accuse me of being a Chiefs fan. I'm not. Saddam is a Chiefs fan. I'm a Cosmos fan. You know that by now. And then this is how Bafana qualified. They qualified 1998 for the World Cup. They never qualified in 1992. I don't know. Can you see that, Pete?
A little bit bigger. You mean 2000? They qualified in 2002.
Yeah, in 1998 they qualified. Yeah, just say it, Pete, as you see on the screen.
Okay. In 1998 qualified. That was held in France. In 2002 they qualified. I'm not sure exactly where that was. I can't really make that out there. In 2006 we didn't qualify. In 2010 we qualified by default as being the host nation in that particular time. We all knew that was, held here. It was such a great tournament, actually. Not football-wise, but the way that we hosted it.
Yeah.
2014 didn't qualify. 2018 didn't qualify. 2022 didn't qualify. And now, obviously, now we have qualified. So it's a high time we were back in the mix.
Yeah, it's after 12 years. I'm sure you can see that. It's after 12 years.
No. Well, if you think about it, 2002 qualified, and now it's only 2026. It's 14 years actually.
Yeah, remember? Because absolutely. It's about 14 years or so. It's not easy, but big up to Safa. They've done well. Remember that teams that never, ever qualified, and they've been there even before our ban. Remember, we were banned at some point, and I wish we could have played during the time of Jomo and Ace and Teenage Zaza. Maybe we could have made a difference because we beat Argentina 5-0. No, it was 6-0. Jomo scored 5, Ace and scored 1. And both of them were very devastating. After that game, both of them, they went overseas. They were bought by teams in overseas. So so this is the story about us, and then Now, as I said, I don't know what to take. Maybe you have your own understanding. Did I show the game of the game that we're playing today?
The Zambia game.
Let's see. Did I show this? Did I show this?
Yep. Okay. Yeah, you did, yeah.
Okay. Now, as long as I've showed it, and then Pete.
Yeah.
As I said to you, I said do some bit of research and find out the story, what's happening. Brade, we used to call him Brade, David Thidiela. He has been in football for many years. As I speak, Black Leopards, I think they're somewhere they're just like Jomo Cosmos.
I had a look at Saubrey. They're floundering at the bottom, man.
Yeah.
The national
Black Leopards. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't even
they're
see
just above the relegation zone.
Is it?
With the equal amount of points. So the bottom two go down, get relegated, and they're there basically on goal difference with the second team from the bottom.
Yeah.
So they need to improve quite a bit by the looks of it.
Yeah, Jomo is somewhere in ABC Mutsipe, down there. Yeah, I don't know. Even if I see the league, I don't see where is Cosmos. But let me tell you what Jomo said at some point. I heard him saying, me, I know because of maybe whatever that happens, this is the allegation. It will be difficult for him to come back, but he's grooming players and sell players and move on. But I've heard him when he got the sponsorship of the Lucas battery. Said he really wants to come back. That's why Lucas battery are backing him up. So we'll watch the space very closely. And then I did talk about that at length. Brade, yeah, David, what did you find out as you were you're going for?
Well, from what is available on social media there, so obviously, you know, it's to be confirmed 100% there. But seems to me like there's a real fight between the two of them. Um, you know, and he said in this particular interview that it's personal, that Dr. Irvin Khoza is, you know, basically gunning him, if that's the correct way of putting it there. So that's his view of things, and yeah, and yeah, if you listen to that, he said he deals straight. As an ex-policeman, he said he deals straight, and you know, he said, you know, he didn't say as much, but you know, if you read between the lines there, it's he was saying that he doesn't deal straight, Dr. Khoza, but oh, it was quite harsh, yeah.
The question that he was asking, that I have nothing against Dr. Khoza. He has done a lot in terms of football. I've nothing against Brade. As I say, I grew up seeing him. You know, I know he has been in football for many years. Even Dr. Irvin Khoza, I used to go to a stand. There was a stand there at Orlando Stadium. People used to pay to go to that stand. Dr. Irvin Khoza used to sit there as a Pirates secretary by then. And then you share the news of Jomo while Jomo was in America. How is he doing? When is he coming? And all that. His question was, Miss Manto Madlala, who's the CEO of PSL, has been there for 10 years. If I remember quite well, Dr. Khoza, when he announced him, they said it was a temporary measure. While they're searching for the CEO. By then, it was after John Zella, who was the CEO of the PSL, had a huge squabble with Dr. Khoza. So, you know, and then I don't know what happened. Now, John Zella is in politics. He's now a member of MK. And then this is the story. And we have been talking about this, myself and you. Dr. Mutawu, Dr. Irvin Khoza, Dr. Sono, during the time of I don't know whether this old man is still alive, George Tabe, who was the NPSL, and Sanfa head. They used to call him the El Supremo. He was in charge of both. And they felt that he was from the Val. They are from Soweto. They felt that he was autocratic and so on. Then a breakaway was initiated. I think Dr. Mtaung, those who remember story behind, he could be one of the people who was behind the breakaway. And then they had Dr. Khoza, they had Jomo Sono, and then they formed NSL, National Soccer League. And then some teams, it was a breakaway. Some teams were with NPSL, some teams were with NSL. And then at some point, an old man that I know very well, but he's late now, Mr. Kobandlovu, whom I became a very good friend to the family, became the SANFA president. He hanged on as a SANFA. It was called SANFA, South African National Football Association. He held on as a SANFA president, and then there was NPSL, there was NSL. It was a very bloody thing. At some point, there was a fight at Ellis Park because two pirates came in to the stadium. The other one was led by China Songwane, who was stabbed multiple times in front, in view of thousands and thousands of people were at the stadium and millions of people were watching the TV. That's how bloody the situation is. Then there was NSL, and then NSL graduated, and then there was PSL, and then they brought in the Bulldog. What was his name again? He's late now. From he was the CEO for EPL. EPL. I'll try to forget what was the Bulldog's name. And then he's the one who shaped the PSL for them. And then he stayed here in South Africa for many years. The first CEO, let me just say, I'll check his name. But they used to call him the Bulldog. Then it got the momentum, as you can see what it is. Dr. Khoza came in, and then they were run by different people, and they were not happy because from the story that, okay, we are the clubs, we are making money, but the NPSL or Sanfa give them a portion, I think 15% or something else. They were not happy. Then they said, we want to run it. That's how this thing of board of governors emanated. And then all the chairman of the football club became the board of directors of PSL. NSL by then, which led to PSL. So Dr. Khoza, as far as I remember, he has been the chairman ever since, if I can remember quite well. And he has done well. He has brought sponsors, your multi-choice. He has brought some innovation, disky, what do you call the multi-choice, disky football. And look at the stars that we are seeing, like Yomfundo Vilagazi, who are coming from that feeder league. And then I mean the numbers are telling you. Look at the support that are coming to the stadium. And then it shows that it was well done. And then I'll show you that today PSL is worth lots and lots of money. He has brought a lot of money to the PSL, so that cannot be taken away from him. He should be given credit for the job well done. Let me share some of the social media news that we get. Like this, before, somebody was saying, before they used to play for X, just like in Zimbabwe. And then came Dr. Khoza, attracted sponsors. Players started having a professional contract, national TV coverage. Teams started making money. Today, PSL is ranked top 3 in Africa. And all these are his efforts, Dr. Khoza, okay? But that doesn't mean people shouldn't ask questions, like Brad Day is asking questions. And then to say, why this, okay? Not only that, not long, they've just announced their results, and this is what they are making: 1.19 billion PSL, and then they've made a profit, I think, of 2.2 million, and then as compared to 39 point something that was done last year. I'm sure you can see this, Pete. Dr. Khoza announced the increment of 9%, which raised the value of the league to 1.19 billion. Okay, and then so this was due under his leadership. At some point, I remember it was being said, "Oh, now the elections are coming. Is he supposed to leave or what? I don't know." Then apparently the sponsors, that's what we get, or other people were begging him to hang in there. Now, but Brade is saying, because we cannot just discard that question. Why is the CEO of the PSL being the team owner of the PSL being there for 10 years? All right, can we have somebody else? I think it's a legit question. I don't know. What's your take, Pete?
Is it not elective? Don't they have an elective conference? And didn't they have that elective conference in 2024?
Yeah, no,
That's my question.
they always have elections, and then
Yeah, how frequently are these elections?
well, according to their no, they hold them correctly.
There was a Yeah. So what I saw on the social media platforms is they have a quadrennial general meeting, and on the 13th of November 2024, it was held at the Santon Convention Centre in Johannesburg. And obviously, then Dr. Irvin Khoza was elected. He was unopposed at that stage.
Unopposed. All the
And
time
then,
is
yeah.
unopposed.
And then there was various other, including Meto Madlala, who's you say is the CEO there.
Yes.
And then, as a matter of interest, then at that stage, Mr. Thidiela was not elected in that particular elected conference there.
Yeah.
So there was three guys came out, and there was three guys came in basically. So the question is, if I mean, what happens there? I mean, once that, I mean, I'm not familiar 100% yet, but if they have an elective conference and those members are elected, how do they then choose the CEO for the board then? Is it they choose within themselves once the elective conference is over? How did they elect the CEO?
No, the CEO,
that's my question. I'm
as
not
I
too
say,
sure how that happens.
The CEO was appointed. If I remember quite well, they were trying to appoint Zola Machav, who's the what do you call? Who's the prosecutor for PSL? And then Zola Majavi said, if I'm appointed, I want to have full powers, final decision. But they said, no, your decision will be subjected to the board of the governors. He said, no, if that is the case, thank you. Thank you for considering me, but I'm not going to take the job. Okay. I think that was good for Zola Majavu. If I'm a CEO, my head is on the block, so why should my decisions to be second guessed? It's the same thing that we talk about Hugo Bros. Hugo Bros said, I'm gonna select these players
exactly.
and play. And if he loses, that's when you can start making noise, okay? But if he wins, what is the problem? That's what I'm asking. And mind you, it is not only David Thidiela who complained. I remember at some point, Jomo was saying to himself, in a very jokingly way, to say you can't say anything against Irvin Khoza. Whatever he says goes. In a very sarcastic way, to tell you the power that he wills. And I know at some point, Dr. Irvin Khoza and Dr. Jomo were not seeing eye to eye, all right? And Jomo would speak his mind. And then some of the interviews they asked him, he said, what can you do? You know, whatever Ivan says goes. All right. So that tells you something. Tim Sugazi, for that matter, who's also now there. Tim Sugazi, at some point, he went to Orlando Stadium. He wanted to go. I don't know how was he going, and they were stopping him, the Pirates people. And then as they were stopping him, Tim Sugazi was recording it with a social media. You could hear they were saying, "No, chairman they don't want this man to come in." He said, "Who's the chairman?" He was asking them deliberate. Who's the chairman? Who's that chairman? Name him, and so on. And then finally, then he's now in the board of directors. And then Tim Sugazi has put it there and said, "One day I want to run the PSL. I want to be the chairman of the PSL." And there's nothing wrong with a person being ambitious to say I want to do that. So that is why I'm asking, is he a villain or a hero? Because he has built our football to what it is today. But people who are who have
or maybe both.
Who have encountered his brother, they said, no, if you oppose him, you're out. Okay. I don't know. This is what we hear. I hope one day we'll hear Brade telling us what is really happening. Even Dr. Irvin Khoza, there's Audi Pataram, remember? You must also hear both sides of the story. I hope they'll give us an opportunity. They say, no, you guys are YouTube
It's
channel.
not,
We don't take you
but
serious.
it's not unusual.
Mhm.
It's not unusual for the chairman of a board of, let's say, any business for that matter, to have influence over what happens within the company. So
Mhm.
so the story there is it direction, or is it dictatorial is the
Yeah,
question. And
yeah,
where does that line actually fade?
yeah.
I don't know. Well, they're making money, so at the end of the day, something's going right.
You know, the answer that they were giving, that they were saying, and when they started the NSL, we are making money, we are getting little, and we are being treated like children, and so on. So, which I think at the beginning it was good enough for them to take charge. I don't know, as time goes on, maybe they need to graduate now. Because if you look, for instance, in La Liga, the president of La Liga, Jovier Tobas Medrano, who's not a member of Madrid but is alleged to be a fan of Real Madrid. And then, because of those allegations, there's always complaints that he's becoming unfair towards Barcelona and so on, with whoever is a rival. All right. So yes, maybe sometimes as leaders we need to reflect and then and do away with whatever
Sure.
it is, the aspersions that. And Javier Tebas is not even the owner of the team, but is alleged to be a fan of. Having said what I said, Pete, I think even as people, remember TBR is all about all the positive R words. It's relationship, research, review, reflect. Um, I think it calls for Dr. Irvin Khoza as a leader to reflect, not only him alone, even Brad Day to do a reflection like you're asking. There were elections, um, but maybe some people are asking questions now that is democracy still working? Is election still working? Because maybe that brings that into making people to think a little bit deeper. Um,
Maybe it's an evolution if you think about it.
yeah,
You were referring to the chaos that Dr. Ivan Khoza, you know, put a rest to, let's put it that way, and
yeah,
the formation of the PSL.
yeah.
And then maybe it's the next evolution going forward there. I mean, I asked, as I said, I looked at UEFA
Yeah.
and made that comparison there. And what I found there was sobs maybe just to just check how we can make a comparison. And when we ask people for us to
Yeah,
look at it,
yeah.
then they can maybe do that
Maybe
with
comment. Maybe
the
comment.
consideration now.
And you
Yeah.
know what? We ask people to comment
So
objectively. Yeah. Say, Pete.
so in a way, we were talking about the members of the boards that are all sort of like bar owners or owners of
Mhm,
particular football clubs and things like that, and
mhm,
what conflict of interest may arise from that.
mhm,
So if you look at the UEFA
mhm,
by comparison, UEFA prohibits partnerships, alliances, or influence between clubs
mhm,
competing in the same competitions if individuals hold significant power across both organizations. This
mhm,
includes owners, board members, sporting directors, and even coaching staff.
mhm,
So that's roughly what's going on there.
mhm,
And as I alluded to earlier, it's not so much about the board members of UEFA. If you look at the board members of UEFA,
mhm,
they're not club owners,
mhm,
as we are here in South Africa.
mhm,
So that's maybe something that the evolution might bring through at one or other
mhm,
stage.
mhm, mhm,
Um, but if one also looks then at what they're grappling with at the moment there, because not everybody says, um, how can I put it? Everything's not so rosy here, but it's also not maybe that Rosie over there. Yeah.
Mm.
So they're battling at the moment now with club ownership, and I mentioned it before. Club ownership in respect of multi-club ownership. So if you look at those board members and you see who they're involved with, they've got their own respective teams, etc., that they're involved with. And I think it must be difficult for them to actually keep objective. When you've got your own team to consider as well. But if you look at, say, Manchester United, by example, Manchester United are owned by a majority stakeholder there, Jim Ratcliffe. And Jim Ratcliffe also has a controlling share in the French team Nice. So UEFA have relaxed the rules, because at one stage you weren't allowed, you're not allowed, should I say, in 23-24 season at least, to have controlling share in different clubs in the same competition. And that was the end of it. That was it. So if you had two clubs, one had to drop off. How they made that decision, I don't know. But now what happens is they've relaxed that rule a little bit now. And they say that if, for example, you do have two teams and what have you, one team could play, say, for example, in the Champions League, and one team could play, say, for example, in the what's the next lower level? The UEFA, Europa Cup. How did they make that decision? So you can see it gets a little bit complicated, and this is because in the changing environment now, at one stage you never used to have multi-club ownership now, but that's actually becoming more and more frequent now. So the rules have had to change, in order to accommodate the new perspective. Yeah? And maybe this is something that we're going to here in South Africa in the PSL. So we've asked their opinions from our viewers there. So let's see what they have to say about this. And consider, that it's not all rosy, in the rest of the world. I'm sure they have their challenges as well. But let's see what the viewers say.
I fully agree with you to say, who knows, maybe it's an evolution. Is that time of is that time whereby a change forces itself. That is why I was asking, because people were saying, remember, well, I don't want to talk politics, but we know that people have complained that the elections were rigged last year. And then and people are saying, why go for elections if delegates can be bought? So maybe that could be another argument. Maybe that could be bought by Bradley. I'm not saying it's correct, but you know what? It's not only Bradley who has been raising issues. Like I explained earlier on, and say, I know Jomo for instance. He would say it in his own way. He has his own way of doing things, Jomana, and then in a jokingly way. But if you listen very careful, you hear what he wants to say. Yeah. So one another thing that I want to share with you, I'm gonna sort it out now.
See, Peter Carolus weighed in on this argument as well, eh?
Who?
Between Peter Carolus.
Okay.
He's weighed in on this David Thidiela story, and yeah, he's defending the PSL. He says he defends the PSL leadership and questions the timing and motivation behind Thidiela's recent public criticism. So yeah, it's eating up, eh?
It's Peter?
Peter Carolus.
Okay. He says the PSL is correct, and then he's challenged.
Yeah, why now?
Why now?
Yeah.
Well, but like you said earlier on, remember you said it yourself, to say maybe it's an evolution. You know, evolution does not say I'm here.
Yeah, no, it just happened.
It doesn't say I'm here. Things just happen because it's an evolution. Maybe it's time things have to change. Remember, I related the story of how PSL came about. You know,
chaos. It came from chaos, basically.
Yeah, it came from chaos. So maybe it's that time. Is that time whereby
maybe,
is that time whereby
maybe this is the next chaos.
yeah,
Maybe this
maybe
is
it's the
the
next
next
chaos that will lead to say,
Yeah.
look, let's do this, all right? Let's do this, and then once this has been done, and then maybe we'll have a new leadership in charge. So I don't know. It's I'm not saying that that's how it should be done, but I'm saying, is it a necessary chaos? Maybe that's the question that we need to ask.
Who knows?
Is it a necessary chaos, or is just a chaos? Because we don't want the chaos for the sake of chaos. We want a chaos which will lead us to development. And like I said, no one takes it away from Doc Khoza that he has done well. He has built the PSL, but at the same time, people are asking questions. If they ask questions, don't suppress them. All right, don't suppress them. Why do they ask questions? Well, they have to ask questions because a question have to be asked. I mean, look what he says. Miss Manto Madlala has been the CEO for 10 years. Does it make sense? That's the question that he's asking. But let me tell you, like I said to you, it is not only Brade who has been asking those questions. One of those people who has been asking questions is this guy. Can you see him? I hope you see him. Okay, maybe you won't see him, but I've just designed something quickly so that because I know sometimes when you show like this, Robert Marawa, he's one of the guys that I really respect as a journalist. You know, all along I never knew that Robert Marawa supported him. I thought he was at some point I thought he supported Kaizer Chiefs. But I bought his book, the book that I'm showing you. If you buy that book and read what he says in that book, and I like his braveness as far as how he comes out. All right. In that book, he was questioning a number of things that we have been questioning, and other people were afraid to question, like the Carling Black Label Cup. The Carling Black Label Cup started being a cup between Chiefs and Pirates. So Robert was challenging that. And how did it came about? There was a Wisa Spectacular. Well, fortunately for Iwisa, I still remember Iwisa, but there was a charity spectacular sponsored by Iwisa, but even other companies. And then the money that they were collecting, it was going to the charities. That tournament was stopped under the pretext that now the players are tired, fatigued. But guess what? I think 2 months down the line, there was Carling Cup, Chiefs and Pirates. All right? And then that debate went on for almost 10 years. Until now, we see a new revamped Carling Cup. Because journalists must ask questions so that leaders must also sit back and reflect. All right? Where I think Brade, where I don't understand, I hope I get Brade one day and ask him questions. When he says, I refer the matter to the minister. My understanding, if you correct me wrong, FIFA has a dim view if matters of football goes to outside football. But I don't know what is the thinking behind as far as Brad Day is concerned. But maybe because he has been in football for more than me, he has been in the board of governors, maybe understand better than me. I hope that one day I'll have Brad Day and I'll ask questions. But Pete, just buy this book, Robert Marawa. It's called the Grim Shelele And the good news that I would like to announce, he has agreed to be interviewed by me sometime next week. I've been trying to get Robert for almost 4 years. You know, people promising I'll get your number, blah blah, and then they were not just doing it. A very one good friend of mine gave me the number, and then it went through. Others that I know very well that they are close to him, and some of them I groomed them. You know, they kept on promising. I don't know whether they were giving me the right numbers or what, but I could not get hold of them. But that's part of the game. That's part of the game. I read this book. Read this book. And that's where Robert made those allegations that he had about, I think it's 4 heart attack. All right, and one of them is putting some aspersions on it. But what I like about Robert is prepared to talk. He's ready to talk. And that's what I like. And that's what I'm saying. Look, I'm a Cosmos fan, but if Jomo doesn't do things like now, we are there. You know, I don't know whether we're still playing or not. I won't be happy. All right, but maybe he has his own reasons. I hope one day I'll interview him and then ask him, hey, Brajay, what's happening? Are you coming back? What is the problem? So that's it. That's the story. And then we ask you as people out there, is Dr. Irvin Khoza a villain or a hero? And please, guys, be objective. Be honest to yourself. Don't do it, you say, because I'm a Pirates fan, you want to defend for the sake of defending. We need to educate people. We need people to start understanding, because sometimes leaders also, they need to be waked up. And I'm not saying Brad Day is correct. That's not what I'm saying. I've just asked to say, is it wise for Brad Day to call the minister? Because if the minister comes in, it's the government that interferes. So those are some of the things that, but you guys say it. I've seen people.
Let's hear it.
I mean, people are saying, no, Brad is because he's out there. He must shut up and play football. Yeah, so that's it. Pete, that's
Yes,
it. That's the story of the big story that we're sharing. Did you see that Messi scored again last night? I don't know whether you want to talk about something
no, let's do that.
before
I didn't see Messi score.
Yeah, no, he played again and in Angola. Oh, this guy. I don't know what to say now about him. You know what? It was so full. 30,000 fans to watch him train. It's so amazing. 30,000. 30 or 31,000 just coming to watch him train. No, this is crazy, man. This is really, really crazy. And guess what? Uche, you know Uche in Spain? Who were the rivals of Messi? They gave him a jersey. You know, their jersey, number 10, Lionel Messi. This is really, really crazy. And while I'm still there, I'm sure you heard what Ronaldo said when he was asked about Messi. He said something, but guess what? Who defended Messi? It was David Beckham. And the answer of David Beckham was brilliant. Now, while we are still there, let me just share what I'm saying. First, let's start here. I wanted to show you those supporters who came because I have another pic. Very nice. This is when he was training. He said close to 30 to 31,000 people are there just to come and watch this man training. Can you see that, Pete?
I can, yeah.
And this is how influential this man is. And then remember, I also talk about Uche. They gave him a shirt. Can you imagine Pirates giving a Chiefs player a shirt, a Pirates shirt, written Messi or written Villagazi at the back? It's unusual. It has never happened. It has never happened. It shows how this guy is being admired. And then this is what Ronaldo said. He said, I don't know, but Ronaldo said, Portugal has never won the World Cup. Argentina has won 2 or 3 World Cup before, or 2 or what? before Messi.
Mm-hmm.
The insinuation was Argentina is used in winning World Cup. Portugal, no.
By the way, Portugal lost 2-0 to the Republic of Ireland.
Of Ireland,
and
yeah.
Messi was sent. Not Messi. Ronaldo was sent off. He was sent off.
Was a red card.
He was elbow. He lifted the elbow in the penalty box, and he was given a yellow card. And after review, they sent him off. They changed it to a red card. He wasn't very happy.
And guess what happened to the Ronaldo fans? They were saying how many red cards that Messi has, how many red cards that Ronaldo has. They start debating about things that are not, we are looking at the football. Don't ask us. Sometimes they also argue who's got more money than the other one, who's more handsome than the other one. And you don't know many little things. Football. Now, he said Messi has never won. I mean, Portugal has never won the World Cup, and then Argentina has won World Cup before. This is what David Beckham said. Real Madrid, Man United, Al Nassr, they all won World Cup before Cristiano. Okay? But Inter Miami did it with Messi. What a good question. What a good answer. Messi went to Inter Miami having not won anything as Inter Miami. They won with him. He went to Al Nassr, and then they won the World Cup. And remember, there's those people who are saying Al Nassr were even performing better without him. They were winning trophies. And ever since he came in, people are asking questions. Hey, what's happening now? We don't see the winning now, the winning mentality again. So yeah, so those are some of the stories. This guy, the more you argue, the more you see that no man, it doesn't help. If I was somebody who was advising Ronaldo, saying, what, stop this Messi. The one who's trying to do that is, I'll tell you now. You know who's that? The guy who's trying his best to show Ronaldo that, look, we're a star, man. It's Ibrahimovic. No. The tall guy who used to play for Barcelona, and he played in Italy, he played in America. The karate guy.
Ish. Good question.
No, you know him, Ibrahimovic. Is it Ibrahimovic? No.
Abramovich was, as you say, he was quite tall. Yeah, he was.
He played for Barcelona, and then he went to America. He went to Italy. What's his name again?
Ivan Abramovich, is it?
Yeah.
No, isn't Abramovich the guy that bought Chelsea? No.
Abramovich bought Chelsea, but there's this guy who plays. You know him, man. You know him. We all know him.
It's not coming to me. It's too early in the morning.
Yeah?
It's too early in the morning. I can't.
Just the name has just disappeared all of a sudden. Ibrahimovic, something like that. And then he came. That one always come, and remember, he was playing with Messi. At some point, he said he would call Messi and say, "You are a short guy, now just rush and get." He likes playing karate and he's very violent. You know him, man. I forgot the name. So that one came out strongly immediately. He said, you know what, Ronaldo must stop obsessing with Messi. Messi's way above, and you know what, we don't want to see that. We don't want to see people talking that way, because Ronaldo, to be honest, is one of the machines, you see. And then, in fact, he's number two. He's number two to Messi. To be honest, even Messi regard him as the greatest. These are the people who came just at the training ground. Can you imagine? This article says 31,000 as compared to that one that says 30,000. Doesn't matter, 31,000 or 30,000. The fact of the matter is, coming and watch a guy training, that on its own, it's amazing. And then, so look, the other thing that I want to show is this one. Look, 2025, né? 2025, at the age of 38. This is currently Messi leading the chart with most goals and assists in 2025. Competing and surpassing prime stars like Mbappe, Haaland, and Harry Kane. At 65, Mbappe is number 2 at 60, Harry Kane 59, Ilan Haaland 59, Pavlodis at 53. You know, I must say, heads off to Mbappe. At some point, he admitted that it was a privilege for me to play with Lionel Messi. I learned a lot. Remember when he
scored 2 goals?
Pardon?
I see Mbappe scored 2 goals for France, but apparently there's some rumor that he left the team. He went back home or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. And Erling Haaland scored 2 also for Norway.
As it.
Yeah, so he's still scoring.
Messi scored 1. Messi scored 1, and then apparently was man of the match again, which has become now the usual thing with him.
And not to undermine Harry Kane, but he didn't score the other day, so we'll see if he's get on the score sheet against Albania tomorrow.
No, Harry Kane is doing well, and there's
he is good, yeah. And he's scoring in the Bundesliga as well. Yeah.
He's chasing that 91 goals per season, per year. All right? And it's coming closer. You know, the other day is going to end soon. And then, but at least, remember the only guy who came closer to that, I think it was Ronaldo. It was 69 or so, if I'm not mistaken. So Harry Kane is coming very, very close. So
he's up there.
We cannot underestimate that. Okay, Pete, we are watching Bafana Bafana this afternoon, or Amachita. Amachita is the qualifier, but we'll be spoiled for choice. Which one do you watch? All right, and then England, they're playing. When are they playing?
They're playing tomorrow. I think it's 7:30. I think tomorrow night.
7:30.
Yeah. Against Albania in Albania. I think Albania is the second rank in the table there, so it could be a little bit tricky there. I think actually when they played against Serbia the other day, they won 2-0, but the Serbians actually looked pretty good. Actually, yeah, they were defending well and coming through. And really, at the end of the day, it was only Eza's goal. Who's actually a very good player, by the way, Eza. He's playing now for. He went to. Did he go to Liverpool? Or was it Arsenal? One of them. He was a Crystal Palace player, Eza. He was transferred. I can't remember whether he went to Liverpool or whether he went to Arsenal now. But he scored in the 90th or in added time to make it 2-0. England didn't look that convincing to me, to be honest with you, but. Look, they're winning. They haven't conceded a goal in what I think is about 19 matches, which is obviously good performance. So let's see what happens.
In fact, that's what we say. As long as you're winning, it's better than losing. So
but also not conceding goals as well.
Yeah.
But I must admit, they've been quite fortunate in that camp. We got Pickford at the back, which is a good a goalkeeper. So.
Sometimes fortune goes to those who work hard.
Fortune favors the brave, they say.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So if you are lucky, why not? You know, some of these things you win them by luck. Pete, let me remind our viewers that we are a financial company, and then we educate. That's our work. Here's one of the books that we. It's available. It's called How I Turned 500 Rand into a million rand business. You can do the same. You can get it from us. You know, you must always read, you know, Jack Ma, the Alibaba. founder, he always says, spend 30 minutes of your time empowering yourself, reading. Forget about your phone, forget about WhatsApp, forget about TikTok. Just read and empower yourself. And I think that's absolutely true. And then here's another one: how to get out of bad debts, use other people's money and resources to get rich. And then, yeah, you can also get it from us. And then here is another one, this one by Nomsa Masbuga, an entrepreneur awakening with the drive. And you can also get it from us. And also this one by Dr. Darlene Small. The book is called How to Win the Wealth Game, The Art of Money. This is somebody who works for the Reserve Bank for 33 years as advisor to the governors of the Reserve Bank. So yeah, you can get a copy for yourself. And then how I turn 500 rand into a million rand business is also available on Amazon. If you want to get it, you can get it on Amazon too, as an ebook. So yeah, maybe later I will convert others into ebook. Once again, we are mentoring those who want to be mentored, who want to learn about money and business. We can mentor you and then join our membership club. And those who are on the verge of going on pension, 55 years and above, want to save on penalties. You also want to save on taxation. You want to be taxed as little as possible. Just give us a shout. You'll see our WhatsApp number at the end. Thank you so much, and continue to subscribe and like and comment. We want to know, is Dr. Irvin Khoza a villain or a hero? Let's hear from you. Be honest with yourself. Pete, your last words?
You could also add, a villain or a leader, or a villain or what was the other one now?
A villain or a hero?
Yeah, a villain or a hero, or a dictator, as some would suggest, or a leader.
Yeah.
That's another way of looking at it as well.
Yeah.
But let's hear the comments, guys. Let's hear.
Let's hear. Yeah, a villain, a dictator, a hero, or a leader. Yeah.
Let's hear.
So tell us what you think. Remember, he has built a lot of things. Look at Paris now; it's an oil machine. Okay, that could be due to his leadership. But also, there's another side. There are two sides of the coin. They say there are three sides of the coin: is the tail and the head and the edge. So
you know what? You know what my mother-in-law used to say, and it's very true. She used to say, when you read a newspaper, which most people don't do anymore, she said there's there's their side and the other side, and then somewhere in between there's the truth.
There's the truth. Yes. Yes, of course. Of course. There's three sides to the story. Their side, your side, and the truth. Let's hear what you are saying. Thank you so much, Pete. And much appreciated, fella. Sisonke, we are together on Sesam Singwe. Rodle, the beat goes on. Thank you so much, Pete.
Yes, guys. Enjoy, viewers. Bye-bye.